Hopefully you've got your mind right. You've made a choice on what type of player you want to be today. You decide the passion, the energy, the level of execution, the physical and mental toughness you display. It is your choice. Today is a test of our character. It's a test of our culture. Some of you have been around here a long time. A lot of pain, a lot of sorrow, man. You make the choice how good you want to be. Did it! Outside arm! Outside arm! I want it for you. The only way we get that done is you go really hard. Every day, I don't care how many games you win, how many you stay humble, you stay hungry, you keep getting better every day. Okay, that's what really good players do and good teams do. How about those knives?
Part 2, the sequel, you feel me?
Hey, what you got for him?
Hey,
what you got for him?
Whole lot of sauce today, whole lot of trash talk. I'm in my bag, you feel me? Oh yeah.
My name's Isaiah Wharton. I play cornerback. I'm going into my senior year, and I'm from Kissimmee, Florida. Why football? Well, I started playing football since I was 4 years old. I come from a football family with 5 uncles. Grandfather influenced us. We ran a youth football league. So it's pretty much in my DNA. And, you know, going through high school, I was blessed enough to receive a scholarship to Rutgers. So football has played a big role in my life. Yes, it's been a real big passion for my family. You know, we give back to the community. We allow kids to play for free. We give them cleats. We sponsor kids. We give them transportation to games and to practice. So my family's really influential when it comes to football.
4-man rush. Collins airing it out. And that ball it's caught and taken away. Wharton comes down with the interception.
Well, the biggest difference and the reason why I chose Rutgers was mainly because of the diversity. In Orlando, Florida, the culture is a lot of different people that I've been surrounded by, and I feel like I got the same vibe when I came up here to visit. You know, I was blessed to visit other schools as well, but I felt like I was at home when I was up here. And also another thing that stood out was the opportunity. I'm next to a really big media market in New York City, Philadelphia, and I feel like there's a lot of great opportunity and ways for me to build a great network out here, and that stood out to me. A couple of the things I like about Coach Ash is how much he loves football.
Start right, boys, start fast, go, start fast.
And for me, like I said before, playing football since I was 4 years old, football's played a big role in my life. So when it comes to this game, he takes it real serious, and that means a lot to me. You know, a goal of mine is to play at the next level, and Coach Ash makes sure that I have every opportunity and everything I need, all the resources I need to get to that next level. And then once my mom got up here and we took the official visit, we went through the whole experience together. And like I said before, even though the coaching staff was great, I got a real home vibe up here, and that was why I chose Rutgers.
Some room for Pacheco, and Pacheco's got good speed. This is Pacheco, room to the edge, first down and more. And on second down, the toss play, Pacheco's going to throw it back to Rashino. He's wide open. Big run for Pacheco. Inside the 5, it's a touchdown.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Bruce Beck, along with the coach. Welcome to Our Football with Chris Ash. Coach, I have one name for you, Isaiah Pacheco, 213 all-purpose yards against Michigan.
He had a great game, and he just keeps getting better every week, and we knew he was going to have a chance to be a special player, but he just worked so hard in practice and started to show up on the game field.
What about his versatility? Are you seeing more from him in that regard?
Yeah, he's getting better in all areas. He's obviously been a strong runner. He's getting better in his pass protection. Still needs to work on becoming a better receiver, but the kid just works so hard. He's got a lot of pride. I'm excited to see how he continues to grow.
He had a big game against Northwestern, but against a Michigan defense that was yielding just 93 yards on the ground per game, and he ends up churning out 142 by himself. That's something to talk about.
Oh, absolutely. I think just overall the offense to be able to rush for 193 yards, I think is what we got in that game, was a pretty good performance overall. Again, against a defense like that hasn't been done really, this year. And for Isaiah to have that many yards and the overall offense have that kind of production was pretty good.
And you've talked about the offensive line a lot this year. Did you see a lot of growth in this game from them?
Yeah, they got better. They got better. A lot of things we still need to work on, but I think Coach McNulty and the offensive staff did a good job of putting together a plan to try to slow Michigan's defense down a little bit and create some inside running gaps, and we took advantage of it.
Raheem Blackshear had 89 all-purpose yards. Is the key words with him get him the ball in space?
I think that's where he's best, yeah. He is still a good runner in between the tackles, but I think his true talent shows when he's out in space with the ball in his hands.
How much is he learning in terms of the receiving aspect, being in the slot and becoming a receiver as well?
He's getting better at that. The volume of things we ask him to do is pretty big. He hasn't mastered all of it yet, but he's working really hard to get that done because he wants those opportunities.
Defensively in the ball game against Michigan, I thought Saquon Hampton with 11 tackles was just outstanding.
He had a great game. I'm really proud of the effort that our defense played with on Saturday. It wasn't perfect. We had two plays I wish we could take back. One of the busted coverage in the first half and then a long run in the fourth quarter that we gave up. Outside of those two plays, I thought we really battled hard defensively.
Isaiah Wharton also played a solid football game. Do you see consistency from him?
Yeah, he's a senior. He's playing good football right now. He's just Mr. Steady. He's doing his job. He's putting himself in position to make plays. Again, I just think the overall defense, the growth and development that we've seen here throughout the last few games has been impressive. And it's because of the older guys like Saquon Hampton and Isaiah Wharton, Deontay Roberts, Trevor Morris, Kevin Wilkins, the seniors that are coming down to the end for themselves.
The seniors who will be honored this week in their final home game at Rutgers, what do you think it will mean to them?
It'll be a special day. It should be a special day. We talked about that in our team meeting on Sunday. It is Penn State. It's a big game, but it's a big game because it's senior day. These guys have been through a lot. They've worked really hard. They've really helped keep our football team positive and continue to improve this season because of their attitude. We need to send them off on a good note.
And when you first came here, you talked about buying in. These guys have bought in from day one, haven't they?
They really have, and it's really just that buy-in has gotten stronger and stronger as we've gone, and they've been all bought in this year. Again, it's not the year that they wanted, it's not what the year that any of us wanted, but our improvement has shown because of their attitude and their effort and their buy-in.
So we've talked a lot about the seniors, but your young people continue to make an impact. And I look at the roster, and I look at the depth when you talk about special teams. When you've got that many guys who are freshmen who are on special teams, doesn't that bode well for the future?
Well, yeah, we hope so. We've got a lot of guys coming back, really in all three phases, mostly on offense and special teams. But we've got quite a few young players that are getting some reps on defense, too. So we're excited about what's coming back. We just have to work so hard to continue to develop and improve.
In the post-game comments that you make after each game, there are three words that are consistent: effort, attitude, and fight. That's not wavered with this team the entire year, has it?
I don't think so. And obviously I'm biased, but I'm here with them every single day. And I've said it consistently, the way these guys show up to work every single day with the positive attitude, the desire to work and be coached, and the fight that they display on the game field, especially here in the last few weeks, has been impressive.
What's going on, 3, 1, 2, 3, let's go! Step it up, let's go to work, guys, let's go!
So what's the message to these guys with 2 games still to go in the season?
Same message, just keep working for each other, keep working to be the best it can be, keep trying to improve our football team. And for this week, obviously, it's about battling for the seniors, but we just got to trust the process, stay focused, and show up every single day hungry and eager to be coached and get better.
Coming up next, a hometown visit with left tackle Tariq Cole. More Our Football with Coach Chris Ash just ahead.
My goal is to obviously go to the NFL. That's everybody's goal that wants to play Division I football. But if I don't make it to the NFL, I want to open up a bake shop, and I want to call it Reek Sweets. And we're going to have the best cheesecake south of Mississippi. We're at Long Beach Senior High School. This is a town that's filled with beaches, surfers, a lot of hometown stuff. How you guys doing? Just a small town, people know each other, and it's just a great atmosphere.
Say hi to your mom, baby. Say hi to your mother.
When I had him, I had Tariq at a late age, at 40 years old. And I wasn't supposed to have any more kids because I have lupus. I have systemic lupus. And I was told, oh, you'll never get pregnant again, blah, blah, blah. And lo and behold, when the doctor went in to do some surgery, cleared me up, and 12 years later, Tariq was born. The kid that was not supposed to be, but God's gift to me.
Rand's Deli in Long Beach, New York. My favorite spot to eat when I'm home. They know me, they know I like to eat too. Growing up, I wasn't little. I was a fat boy. Weighed in at like 405, I think, my freshman year of high school. All right, so I'm gonna need buffalo chicken, chicken breast, salami, pepperoni.
You know, I would like let him slide with certain things, you know, even when he was younger. The counselors, you know, where I work at now, say, yeah, Miss Cole, do you remember you used to give him money, $20 every day at camp, and then fix him lunch? He would have a hero, because I didn't want my baby to get hungry.
Such a good sandwich. So look, this is where I practiced at. We had 2 baseball fields, well, 1 softball field, 1 baseball. This is where they have their games and all that stuff. Living in Long Beach, you have to be able to be athletic. I mean, there's no choice. There's riding bikes, surfing, wrestling, lacrosse, football, basketball. You can do all that stuff here, and everybody's always willing to play with you, so I was always active. This field is practically new. It got made like 3 years ago.
My fear was, let's say if he went to the rec and got into, you know, games, he would crush these regular-sized kids. Because he was big, you know, he was a big 12-year-old, you know, standing already, you know, tall as I was. And then once he got, you know, middle school, then 8th grade came, and they started looking at him. This big kid can move.
This is where I played basketball at. I won no championships. I played football, basketball. I tried lacrosse, I sucked. Where's my name? There it is, right there.
He did track. Nobody thought he would do anything in track. He was Long Island's #1, you know, and whatnot, because he could throw far.
That's before he got too big to wrestle like that. I would have been a state champ.
Wrestling he didn't care about because there was nobody for him to wrestle. At 12 and 13, he only wrestled college students and the coach. So that just threw him, he didn't care for it, you know. But then the other sports was calling, and he was getting better and bigger and stronger.
Yeah, this is where I started playing football, actually. I think I was in 8th grade, playing in middle school football, and I was always bigger than everybody and stronger. So I would just throw guys to the ground, and it was easy. I got to high school, it stayed the same. There's certainly a lot of memories on this field. Good and bad. I remember getting into fights on this field. I remember making the best friends that I ever could on this field as well.
He got into the zone, you know. I think he did junior varsity for 1 year, if that long. We saw the potential, the coaches saw the potential, and he left junior varsity. He was the youngest one on the varsity team. And then I knew, okay, he's got it. 11th grade, I think, or the 10th grade, he buckled down and he knew what he wanted.
Right. Pretty cool. This is for all county, for Long Beach High School, Nassau County football. I only had, coming out of high school, I only had 2 offers. I had Temple and Rutgers. Nobody wanted a fat kid to play football on their team. So it made sense. I mean, I was, coming out of my senior year, I was like 370. Like, who wants a 370-pound kid? Nobody. I was with Rob Spence, and he told me if I were to go to Rutgers, they would change my body, change the way I think, I act, mannerisms, and just be an overall better man. And I believed them. Picked Rutgers on signing day, and that was it. The first day, that I was in a Rutgers weight room. We were doing up-downs, and I could only do 30 up-downs until I like fake passed out. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I was like, all right, this has to change. When I got there in 2014, they really just were on me every day. I lifted 3 times a day. I had to change what I was eating, a lot more grilled chicken, less red meat, less carbs, more protein. Changed up all that stuff, and my body changed up as I was going.
The discipline was starting already. I mean, he was never a problem kid, never. You know, but he was more mature, and he understood it was a brotherhood. That's what was drummed in his head. You know, we're here for each other. And when he said, yeah, we go to church and pray, that was it for me. I knew he was being taken care of in the right way.
Hey, I'm following you. Do good. You're making us so proud.
All right, thank you.
How's Mama?
She's doing well. Definitely seeing my mom and what she did every day, that's really what drives me.
What you got today?
She sacrificed a lot for me and my sister. If I could provide for her by playing football, that's awesome, that's great. But if I also have an education and I can still provide for her, that's also great. I've decided not to go to the NFL like 2 times over and just rough it out and get my degree because football's gonna end one day. And if I have an education, nobody can take that from me.
I knew you'd make it big one day.
And he made it. All I can say is, you know, God knew what he was doing and giving me my last blessing. And now to be here and see, you know, the maturity, the growing up, as well as the education that he's receiving. Hey, I'm blessed. That's all I can say. I am blessed.
Look at you, man. Yeah. We're all so proud of you.
Rutgers has made me into a man. Came in a boy, left a man type deal. I've become so much more stronger than I was when I first got there. Being a good person is something that they emulate. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, they've helped me grow.
Number 2, sorry, Coach Parker.
So I love Rutgers, love everything about Rutgers.
The R Play of the Game is sponsored by Nissan, Intelligent Mobility. Time for the Nissan Intelligent Play of the Week, and no play was more intelligent or brilliant than the 80-yard run by Isaiah Pacheco.
Great run. It was a great play design. It was a little fake reverse, and it held the defensive end, sucked the linebackers out, opened up a big hole for Isaiah. He hit it hard, hit it strong, and his speed really showed on that play too.
It was the longest offensive play of the season for Rutgers, the longest run by a freshman in school history, the longest run against Michigan this year. I think it covers a lot of ground.
Yeah, those are a lot of stats right there, and hopefully we have some more of those. But it was a great run, great individual effort, a great play call, great play design. It really energized the stadium too. It brought the crowd to life.
And my favorite part of that run is the way he kind of zigzagged at the end, trying to lose the defenders.
I think he was getting tired. That was the only way he thought he could beat him. But Isaiah's a big guy, and for the speed, you know, that he needed to get to the end zone, it showed there, and it was pretty impressive.
Pacheco's got good speed. Pacheco veering back to the 30-yard line. A big run for Pacheco inside the 5. It's a touchdown.
Hi, this is Dr. Yvette Rooks, Chief Medical Officer, RWJ Barnabas Health Sports Medicine at Rutgers. Parents, I encourage you to check in with your young one after activity. You know, we hear about concussions a lot, and oftentimes a child cannot tell you exactly how they're feeling. So you want to check in with them and ask them specific questions after they've had a long practice, especially in our contact sports. Things like if they're more tired, if they have a headache, if they just don't seem right. So do a check-in with your kid to make sure their brain is healthy.
This game preview is sponsored by HighPoint.com. Welcome back to the Ron and Joanna Garuti Strength and Conditioning Center as we get set for Penn State this weekend here on the Banks. First of all, we talked a little bit about it. Senior Day, what kind of energy do you expect from the crowd in that regard?
We really want the crowd to show up and be into the game, but we really want them to come and tribute to the seniors and send them off on a good note. These guys have been through a lot. Some of these guys have been here for 4 and 5 years. They've played a lot of games. They've sunk their heart and soul into this program, into this university. And I really hope the fans show up and send them off on a good note.
When you talk about consistency, their attitude and their energy and their effort, that's been consistent.
Absolutely. They've been phenomenal. They've really grown. They've developed. They've become good players, and they've really led the way for these younger players that we have playing this year to really try to get them acclimated to our program. I can't thank them enough, and I'm hoping the fans will do the same.
Now, when you talk about Penn State, you have to focus on their quarterback, Tracy McSorley. He's been a little banged up lately, but 72 career touchdown passes, that's a lot, Coach.
He's a great player. I've got a lot of respect for him. He's been fun to watch the last few years. He can beat you with his feet. He can beat you with his arm. He's a warrior. He has been banged up, but he continues to play and goes out there as many snaps as he can, and he's going to be a challenge.
And what about their rushing attack? There's no Saquon Barkley, but there is Sanders who had 159 yards last week in the ball game against Wisconsin.
You know, I watched him last year, and I thought he was a really good player. I know he was overshadowed by Saquon, but he's really come into his own this year. He's a talented individual. He's got good speed, good change of direction. He runs hard. I think he's a good player.
Inside out, inside out. You got the A gap, right?
Good. Gotta go. You're kind of wondering what. Just go. Just go. You want to look at your landmark. Don't look at your landmark. You got to see that angle pre-snap.
Last chance to play at home this season. You want to finish on a strong note.
Absolutely. I think this football team has gotten better and better. We want to play our best games here at the end, and we'd sure like to do it this weekend.
Chris, overall, when you look at your group, you continue to get better.
We do, and I'm really happy with the chemistry that we've had on our football team. I think the chemistry in that locker room has been on display here the last few weeks because if we didn't have that, these guys wouldn't fight the way they are, and they really want to continue to improve and build our program.
HighPoint.com Stadium coming up this Saturday. Rutgers against Penn State, Senior Day on the Banks. Coach, good luck to you.
Thank you, Bruce.
That's it for this edition of Our Football with Chris Ash. We'll see you next time.